I love it. Quantum. No time to waste.
No time to waste. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
My question, or what was popping up in my mind, what I want to ask, and that's the question I want to start with, is like, people from all over the world want to work with you. Why? And let me
my gosh.
let me just say, super successful, famous people from all over the world want to work with you. Why?
I have no idea. I'm just a girl from Chicago. I ask myself this question. Yeah, sometimes. I don't know. I think right now I'm just at a phase where I'm trying to just stay focused and grounded, and just dealing with the tasks at hand and doing the best job that I can do, and not letting. Yeah, I think when you start to see any amount of success in your career, it's like you have to just stay humble and grounded. And I think you've seen that too, as we're both, you just turned 30, I'm turning 29, and this is our era to really go for it.
100%.
Yeah.
When you say like your job, your career, tell us, what are you doing? I mean, I know because she's one of my closest friends here in Bali, and I fell in love with her the second I met her. She's amazing. You will fall in love with her probably in that episode as well. But tell us, what are you doing? I have my favorite title for you, but yeah.
I'll tell everyone. Well, I call myself a Kundalini pop star.
Yes.
The reason being is because when I was going through my own Kundalini awakening and my own spiritual awakening after working in corporate for many, many years, I just felt like I cracked this code that in life you can be whatever you want to be.
Yes.
And I remember feeling like, wait a second, all of these, quote, pop stars out there are gatekeeping the way in which they rose to their stardom. Because I think as children, we were always told these stories of like, you have to be really talented. You just have to get lucky. You have
It's luck. Yeah.
It's luck. It's, you have to audition with 100,000 other people. Like the odds are. And when I started really waking up, I realized, no, it's just a decision that you make in your mind.
Oh.
It's just, these people just had insane self-belief in themselves.
Yeah.
And that was their driving force. And they knew about the power of the mind, of manifestation, spirituality, like belief in God, belief in a higher power. But they were gatekeeping that. So I remember just thinking, if I could be anything in this world, like what really would my truest passion be? It would be being a pop star, honestly.
And she really,
Still is.
I have to tell you a story now. Sorry that I'm interrupting, but I have to tell you one of my favorite Isabelle stories on the whole planet Earth and in every other universe. We went for karaoke here in Bali.
I forgot about that.
And I swear, this pop star was rocking this karaoke bar. And what I loved about her, this saying of, it doesn't matter if there are 10 people or millions. Put yourself into the energy of there would be millions. And you did it. I get goosebumps when I think of that.
That's what I always say. People are always like, dance like nobody's watching. And I'm like, dance like everybody in the world is watching. Like, you better work,
Yeah.
And that's what I do when I perform.
It was really, guys, I have some videos. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to show them. But it was so amazing. But that's one thing I really love about you. Like, you are so straightforward, and you are like, you're pop star in your own world. Like, there's no cool, and there's no like, there's nobody could say like, no, she isn't, because you are. In every cell of your body, it's like everybody introduces you. That's what I said. Like, I have my favorite title for you, which is like, she's my Kundalini pop star. And we will then talk a bit more about Kundalini, but I love the fact of becoming your own center in a good way, not in a self-centered way, but in a good self-centered way, and in a really like, you are the pop star of your life.
You are, and everyone is, and that's what every single pop star has figured out. And like, when you think about, why do we have this worldwide fascination with our pop stars. And I started thinking about a lot of this stuff during the Eras tour because the
She's a
magnitude,
Swiftie.
I'm number one Swiftie in the world, the magnitude of this tour
Yeah.
and the way it captured the minds, the hearts, the attention. I read somewhere that literally 1 in 9 people on Earth saw the Eras tour.
Really?
Yeah, and I double checked that too, so it's true. You can look it up. 1 in 9 human beings saw the Eras tour.
That's insane.
That's how, and so there was just this craze of like, again, wanting to be entertained, wanting to be part of something. Look, everyone looks at Taylor or whoever your favorite pop star is, and, Beyonce or right now Charlie XCX and Sabrina Carpenter are having their moments because, and this is how it ties into Kundalini, people who are just doing what they love and who are just expressing themselves earnestly, authentically, and doing exactly what they want to be doing every day in terms of creatively, that is why the rest of the population, I think, idolizes and looks up to these people because inside we're all yearning to just express ourselves. Like the opposite of depression is creating. It's not joy.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I saw this quote, like the more you consume, the more depressed you will get. That the more you create, the more happy you will be.
I believe it 1,000%.
1,000%. And I believe they allow themselves to create them as they want them to create themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's not about like, oh, I will be the next Beyonce. It's about, no, I will be the Sabrina Carpenter maybe, or Taylor Swift at some point, or me. I was thinking about this as well. I was like, I would like to be this next Stephen Butler. And I was like, no. I want to be my own Mona, my unique way. And yes, we can get inspired, but it's not possible to be the same person, and I don't want that. And that's the thing, like they allow themselves to really go their own path. And yes, it's bold, and yes, it's not maybe quote unquote the easiest path, but at the same time, I believe, and I know you're the same, and that's why I love our conversations always, I believe that it is easy when you choose yourself. It's only like really, really hard when you're going against yourself.
Yes. I agree with that. And that's something I've been thinking about lately for my own quote, like personal brand. There's all these conversations around personal branding. You're a personal brand expert. I almost wore my cheetah dress today to stay on brand, but I stayed with, I went with snake print. But the key is like you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself. And I think in this day and age, think about it. When we were kids, there were no influencers. Like you just had to actually find people that inspired you based on what your own interests were. You weren't finding people who were telling you what to be interested in, which is how it's flipped. Before, we used to find the people that represented our interests. Now there's people telling us, do this, buy this, go here. It's completely flipped. And so what I've been doing these past few weeks is like, before this age of everything exploding, like who was I? Who am I creatively? Like, what did I used to like? Who did I used to look up to? And I know it sounds silly. Oh, Isabelle, how could you have forgotten that? Like, stay true to yourself. But this is just the day and age. Like, it was actually an exercise in my mind for me to be like, okay, I love art. I love literature. I love, I love
going down a rabbit hole like you.
Yeah. We talk about human design 5-1. Like, I love reading books. I love learning new things. I love science. I love technology. I love art. I love whatever were these things. I love things that are a bit like darker, I think in this day and age, everything on social media, it's like put your best self forward. Or if you want to be authentic, post a video of you crying. But it's like, no, I think that the darkness, the shadow it's deeper than what we're being fed. 100%. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. And I think it's the same, by the way. I love that you're going down this in your whole, like you always have some experiments, and I love it, like self-experiments. And then she's gone for a few weeks, but everybody who knows her love that. Like, I know that you're just down your rabbit hole and you're like, I'm somewhere else, you know me. And
that's
I'm like,
Scorpio. It's like, where have you been for 3 weeks? All of my friends are like, but you guys know by now.
But we like, I think your closest friends know by now, and we know how to, like, it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But what I wanted to say, I had the same realization. I was really thinking about goals and what are my dreams, my desires, my goals. And I really started questioning and asking myself, what are really my God-given goals,
Yeah.
desires? What is really what I am meant to be? And what are these goals, desires, dreams I just grasped from someone or like just got inspired by
Yeah.
someone? But are these really like my goals and my dreams and
Yeah.
my desires? And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about any materialistic things because we're living in a material world and I'm just a material girl, because I really love material things. But it's more about like really value driven things and yeah, like really, really big things. And I was like,
What came up for you?
it really came up for me. I don't like, what if I'm not someone who has this is my dream, this is my desire, this is my goal? Because if you ask me, what is your dream, your desire, your goal? I just want to live an amazing life.
Yeah.
Period. That's what I'm like. If my friends asking me this question, and it's not has to be like a podcast question or like, I don't know, a future Vogue magazine question. It's just like, I just want to create and have an amazing life for myself. And for me, it doesn't matter what I mean in detail. I'm a non-specific manifestor in human design, so I don't have to know the details. And it's getting more amazing as I ever could have thought it will be. Like my mind could have never thought about this level of amazingness it's
yeah.
going. And at the same time, I always knew it's going to be an amazing life. So it's not about the detail. It's more for me like, I just want to have an amazing life and I really want to enjoy my life and make the best out of it. That's my goal. That's my dream. That's my desire.
I love that. And that really is key to being a non-specific manifester from what you've taught me.
Yeah.
Because I used to wonder, like, how can some people just think of something or set a goal or speak something out loud and there it is in 1 second instantly.
Yeah.
And I always felt like my life took a bit more twists and turns, but it's exactly for that reason. Sometimes you can't overly plan or overly expect, and life will surprise you with even more beautiful outcomes.
Yeah, and sometimes you have something that you want to call into your life, but especially as a non-specific, what I learned, especially the past last years and months, like even when we talk about like a specific amount of money or like not specific, but like a amount of money, I was like, oh, it would be nice if it would come now. I never knew how it will come. And that's a bit of difference, I think, as well from a specific and a non-specific. Like specifics, write down, what can I do? What are my action steps? La-di-da-di-da. But I could have never thought about the way things come into my life. I just was like, yeah, let's see. And playing with it, like playful. We talked so much about manifestation, about quantum leaping, about like quantum coding, about so many things. But you mentioned Kundalini like multiple times already, and maybe somebody does not know what is Kundalini.
Right.
Maybe you can share with us in your own Kundalini pop star way,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
Kundalini?
So Kundalini energy, it is our divine life force energy. It has been around since time immemorial. It is the energy of human beings. It is the evolutionary energy left inside of us by design, by our creator, so that we may access it in order to reach our highest potential as individuals. But also there's very much a forward-thinking idea of this energy that it's going to continue to rise in the human population so that we can continue evolving as a species, literally.
Wow.
So that is kind of a broader perspective, a bit more of like a scientific or anthropological perspective of it. But in terms of how it's important to people in their daily life, because that's what most people are worried about, right? How can I just be better?
Yeah.
How can I feel better? There's been such an interest lately in healing, self-development, longevity, biohacking, and accessing Kundalini energy really is just a pinnacle of all of these motives that we're seeing right now in the mainstream. When Kundalini energy rises in the body, its first course of action is to remove any energetic blockages, to process trauma that's stored in our cells and tissues, that's keeping us sick or chronically inflamed or chronic diseases in the body. So there is a trauma healing component to beginning to work with Kundalini energy. However, after majority of the sickness, the illness, the blockages are released from the physical body, the energy body, this is the life source energy that pop stars are utilizing. This is how some people just are living life exponentially better or more successfully or more creatively or more vibrantly than others, because this is the energy of 100,000x like who you are.
Yeah. And I think what you said about like, this is the energy, because you, for me, I can maybe speak about my Kundalini experience as well, but for me, working with you, being in your rooms, it always reminds me of who I am. And that's I think that's the 100,000x you can do, because I love every tool that helps us to get back to us. But what I love about Kundalini, I share with so many people always offline, like, they should come and visit you, they should book a session with you, etc., etc. But then they ask me, what is it? And I was like, I can't describe it. You have to experience it.
You do have to experience it.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Like, it's not, for example, human design. I love human design. We all know. I love numerology. I love astrology. I love 60 personalities. But it's all in the mind. Like, so many things of these tools are in the mind. And Kundalini, for me personally, is something in my body. It's my energy in my body evolving. And like, for example, I always feel so much vibrance in my right hand. Like,
I feel it right now.
Yeah, it's like insane since we started working. And what I really love about you, by the way, I always say this. You know, there's so many people who say, I did the work. And yes, she's a big part of it, but you always say it in the start of every session, every group session. You say, like, I'm here, but you do the work. So you always give the power back to the people.
1,000%.
And I think that's something that makes you really different in a really good way to a lot of other practitioners, trainers. She's like, really?
Wow,
yeah,
thanks
really.
for saying that. Yeah.
No, really, because you always help people to claim their own power. It's not about they need you. You help them to remember, but they don't need you.
And this is the key, because for me, like, if you really understand how this works, right? How this works is that when you heal so deeply and when you activate your Kundalini energy, when you go through a Kundalini awakening, a spiritual awakening, however you want to call it, you end up knowing the truth. So in my mind, everybody's going to find out the truth anyway, that it was you all along.
All along.
So why would you not tell everyone? Because if you're doing it right, they're going to come to that conclusion, which is why I always say, like, I provide the space.
And you're doing this so amazing.
I am emitting a frequency that I have attuned myself to through thousands of hours on the mat, being in this energy, so that your energy can begin resonating with mine. But it's your field, it's your energy, it's physics, it's quantum physics. So the way it works is we are bioelectrical beings. Like, we are biomagnetic beings. The earth is biomagnetic. Like, this is 5th grade science class, if everyone remembers, but we are, she laughs at me because she's like, no one remembers that from science class.
And I'm like, I love that you're giving me, like, you're sending over the ball, because I just wanted to say, you know what I love about her? She always brings science within the whole energy work, and I'm like, go, just continue. But I just smiled about it because I just wanted to say it, and I'm like, yeah, she's already doing it perfect.
Yeah, because for some people, like, that matters, because they don't just intuitively believe things, they need to understand with the mind. So everything has to stay in energetic harmony and resonance. So if I'm holding a frequency that's really strong and I'm vibrating a lot, and I've never measured this, but I would love to one day, so any researchers, please get in touch. But there are researchers who can measure the hertz frequency that is coming from, for example, Buddhist monks that have been meditating for 30 days straight, and they can sense that the vibration coming from their body is simply going to be stronger than a random person, like, at McDonald's, you know? And so that was the first thing that came to my mind. So when that happens, everybody in the room who's there, because I'm not lowering my energy or my field or my frequency. I'm keeping it strong.
Yeah.
That's where the work comes in
Yeah.
to embody it. Everybody else's field is going to begin rising. And that's where the trauma release comes in, because anything that's a lower vibration will see its way out. But that's only the very beginning part of this work, as you know, because you've gone through more sessions that felt more like dark or kind of trauma release. But then by the end of it, Mona's
Yeah.
like, I'm a pop star too. I was like, she's dancing, she's
Oh my gosh.
chanting.
I had so much
She's
fun.
writing novels in a undecipherable interplanetary language. It's true.
I have some books, when I look at them, I'm like, I don't know what this means. At some point, we will find out, but it's really interesting. But I love it. Like, and you know what we always talk about, and you know, it's like a desire. Yes, it's always like, I mean, it's a law that we know where shadow is light, up and down, everything. Like, law of polarities exist. But you know what I really like about us? I really have to give us a clap on the shoulder.
Okay.
That we bring so much fun and joy into this
Yeah.
whole work, because it's not always about healing. We're not broken. It's not about
True.
we're not broken. It's just like we want to evolve. And I feel like you attract a lot of people as well as I do. Like, when somebody is confused and finds me who thinks he's broken, I'm like, oh, you're not my typical client, because most of my clients are like, they know they don't have to heal. It's more like evolving. And that's one thing I really, really love about you as well. And like the way you see life and the way you work, and the way you spread your wisdom, it's always about evolving. And yes, it
Yeah.
has, yes, we talk about letting go. Yes, we release some tears. Yes, maybe we scream, we cuss, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not that people come into your room, because sometimes you see these videos online and like people are screaming. Yes, they do. But you're not trying to catch people with this, you have to let go. It's more like raising their frequency because they
Yeah.
want to.
1,000%. And I think in this work too, there's so much conversation about, quote, spiritual bypassing. And Taylor had a quote the other day that I love, where she said, I'm not the art police. She's like, you don't have to like my album or not. I don't care. Like, if you don't, if you like it, great. If you don't like it, fine. I'm not the art police. Everybody can just like what they like.
Yeah.
The way I feel, I'm not the spiritual bypassing police. Like, I'm not. You come to my space, and if you just, you know, of course, when we work with Kundalini energy, we become a lot more intuitive, a lot more psychic. We do receive impressions about people. There's things that you just feel or you just know as
People
all of your
following us on
senses come
Gojeks.
online. Yes, this too. But what I'm saying more like, I'm not going to have someone come in my space and be like, you're spiritual bypassing. Like, oh, you're not really getting to the trauma. How do I know?
Yeah.
Because how do I know?
How
I
do you
could
know?
say, oh, because I see this and that. And that's why in this age, when we have a lot more people stepping into, I guess, self-appointed spiritual leadership roles, just be mindful, because nobody can tell you about you. Nobody can tell you about you.
Yeah.
And that was something that you helped me realize with human design. I don't remember what it was, but you said, Isabelle, you have a,
Probably a gate.
I think I had a gate where you said you shouldn't ask other people like what they think, because I need to do what I think is best, because if I ask too
But
many
that's
people,
as well a manager. That's maybe, do you have an undefined ajna or undefined crown? I'm not pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, it's open.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
undefined or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's one part, and as well as a manifesting generator, she's a managen 5-1. I hope it's okay that I'm saying this.
Yeah, it's okay.
I always drop every human design. As a managen, like you are here to show a different path, and especially as managens, I think every energy type, but especially as managens, we shouldn't ask others how to do it, because that's always leading us into the wrong direction. But I think in general, it doesn't matter if you're a managen or not.
Just in general.
Just in general, don't ask others how to do it.
Yeah.
And open your up for the magic within you. And Kundalini is 100% something that will help you with it so much. And I love that. Like, I always bring all of my friends to everything I'm excited about and in love with. And I always try to bring some friends to Isabelle as well. And they love it, of course. But every friend has a completely different experience.
Yes.
Like, from friends, having the craziest like releasing to friends that are just feeling like they're on a festival dancing with fairies. Like everybody has a different experience, and I think that's so beautiful what you said. Don't judge. How do you say the saying, like don't judge a book by its cover?
Yeah,
You don't know.
Don't judge. And I always say, for people who come to my group sessions here in Bali, because every week I do sessions in person where we all get together.
She's finally back.
I'm back in Bali, limited time only, and or I do a lot of private work as well.
Yeah.
And I just say, don't compare your experience to someone else's. Don't compare your experience to your last experience. Just be open, because think about it. Life is full of surprises we can never guess. One day it's raining, one day it's sunny, one day there's a rainbow, one day there's a tsunami. You know, you can never imagine how anything is going to go. That's the same with being in the Kundalini energy. You never ever know. You have to just be open, because some days, you know, you can come to 5 sessions and all 5
Yeah.
are like pop star and you're feeling amazing, and then the 6th session you're like, out of nowhere, I did have an old trauma from 15, 20 years ago that just came up that like I had to release and work through. You just never know. But that's the exciting part.
You know what one of my favorite session was? I just fell asleep, and it was the most calming session.
Yeah.
And again, like not having the pressure of, but I'm not the person who thinks like I need to let go of something or like I need to upgrade into something. I'm just open
Just be
for
open.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm pretty sure that's why I receive so many blessings and so many amazing people, so many opportunities in my life, is because I just trust and I'm open, and I don't have like it has to be like this.
You're so good at that. Too.
Yeah, like I'm just
Really, yeah.
let's see. And life always, yeah, but I think I'm good at it because I learned through the time, and through, of course, I had a lot of ups and downs as well, but I learned through the time that there's so much more magic happening when I just trust and let go and like be open for miracles. And like this session was as well, it was so calming. I was so grounded. It was so beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want sessions like that. I'm just so tired and I'm on
Yeah.
the mat, like I'm just ready to relax and receive. And then that is the moment where you're just start shaking, electrocuting, like screaming, and I'm like, why? I just wanted to rest. So for people who will just be like, I don't know, I feel like nothing happened, I just kind of fell asleep, I'm like, good.
Yeah.
You needed that. Your body needed that. Your nervous system needed that. It wanted to just be quiet. And anyway, the energy's always working because you're in the field. And so it's working at a very, very subtle, yet very, very deep level to restore, reharmonize, recalibrate everything. And there is no right or wrong.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because people always love when I interview people, but sometimes like clients, friends, followers texting me like, I would as well love to hear something more about you, but I would love to hear it from your perspective. I mean, you met me last year, was it November, December?
I was just thinking about this. I met you last November.
Yeah, right?
Which is almost a year ago.
Almost a year ago.
And then you were leaving to go
to Germany. For Christmas.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
And I didn't see you again. And you came back in January?
Yeah, probably January.
And then it was 2025, Year of the Snake. And we just hit it off and like began this whole journey together through all 2025.
Yeah. And like we are a whole group of 4, and I'm so excited that everybody's coming now back, and we're like, because it's such a, like, I feel like I'm thinking about doing a podcast episode with all of us 4 because you remember that one dinner we had at Bar Rivera? No, it was Bavera.
Do you remember the date?
No.
222.
2.
It was the 222 portal.
True.
It changed everything. It changed
was
everything
so
in my
crazy.
life and my trajectory because of how powerful that conversation was. Yeah.
It was really, we were all sitting there and we were just like, and that's one of the main reasons why I started this show, this podcast. Yes, to interview amazing people like you, but at the same time, I want people to have the opportunity to have or to be a part, even a little bit, of these kind of conversations. Like, how often do we look at each other, start laughing? We're like, oh my gosh, if somebody could listen what we're talking about. I wish you could.
And I never thought of that, like, until I met you, and then we'd be having all these amazing conversations, because I'm really not naturally, like, skilled or savvy. Like, I'm working on it at, like, social media, personal branding, all this stuff. And we'd be having these conversations, and Mona's like, oh my God, we should have recorded that. Oh my God, we need to put that out. People need to hear this. And I'm like, really?
You don't want to.
This is just my brain. Like,
I always say to her, write it down.
I have a whole note in my phone. I think it's just titled Mona. And then it's all of these notes of different things. Oh, and then my favorite quote of your favorite quote of mine.
Yeah.
That we said that day.
Busy being awesome. I love that. I remember the day. And that's one thing, like, I feel I'm always a permission slip for others, but like you, Andrea, Liz, I really appreciate our crew for being permission slips for me, because Isabelle was sitting in front of me at open house. Shout out to open house. If you have the chance here in Bali to go there, we just love it.
We love open house. We're
love
not
open house.
Sponsored,
Yeah.
but we would love to be, Ben.
I saw you this morning on a scooter, by the way. So we were sitting there talking about so many things. And then we were talking about social media. And we both, like, I'm getting better at it because I started reframing, like, everything is content, so I'm great at it now. And we had that conversation because we were talking about, oh my gosh, we just love our life and so many things on a daily basis are happening. And then Isabelle looked at me and she was like, yeah, I'm just busy being awesome offline. And I was like, it's so true.
I'm like, I don't know, post an Instagram, a Canva, a reel. Like, I'm busy. Like, I was like, I'm so busy living my real life. I'm busy. I can't do that. But I am trying to be better because it's important.
It's important, but having fun with it as well. And at the same time, I think this skill, a lot of people don't have this skill of being busy and being busy awesome. No. What did I say?
Being awesome.
I'm busy being awesome offline. I'm busy being awesome. I believe a lot of people don't have
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a full-time. Yeah, she always like, it's a full-time job.
And also why I quit my job, I was like, I'm way too busy for this job. How do you want me to do my laundry, cook, travel, work out, see my friends, see my family, have hobbies, interests, and work a full-time job? That's not going to work. So,
can we talk only a bit about your past corporate life? And like, for me, it's so crazy when I think about it feels like a glimpse away that you had this corporate. I was thinking about, like, from corporate career to Kundalini career. Like,
ooh, I like that tagline.
Right? Yeah. Or?
I could put that on my website. I like
yeah, because I was like, you really had an amazing corporate career. By the way, she has another side quest. Maybe she wants to talk about it.
What?
You're a perfect spy.
My perfect spy?
You are a spy.
Oh, yeah. I do. If I could have two jobs in the whole world, it would be one, Kundalini pop star and two,
what you already
work
are
for the CIA.
Yeah. So
I emailed them once and I was like,
really?
I was like, I'm an American citizen and you need to know that you are missing out by not hiring me because the skills that I could use, but I'm glad. I would never work for the CIA because of all of the atrocities against humanity, but like, I don't know, one day I just felt bold.
But you know what's so fun?
I was like, they should know that one of their citizens like has the skills to be like a top spy, but
I think we all, like, when you're not in a room, we all think always that you are a spy and you're just kidding
That's what
about
my dad thinks. He said that for like 10 years.
I need to introduce you, by the way, to Victoria. She will come here in this podcast next week as well. You both will go down the spy rabbit hole as crazy because she's your face always is changing. I love what we're talking about. Because she's a professional part-time spy as well.
Is she a 5'1"?
No, she's a generator 6'2", and you will love it. You will have so much fun talking with her. I have to introduce you to her. But that's another topic. So we wanted to talk about from corporate career to Kundalini career.
Yes.
And I maybe just as a little starting point, you remember when we were sitting here on that street and we were talking about we both choose a different path because we had a great life before. We had a career, we have family, we have friends. And still we knew there's waiting so much more for us and choose more. Maybe you can start a bit around this topic.
So when I went into corporate, like at the very beginning, so I was 22, turning 23. I just gotten back from a year living in Spain, teaching English and traveling. And then I decided, okay, I guess it's time to get a big girl job and make big girl money and just like keep moving on with my life. But I always had visions of myself being my own boss. I thought that I would study psychology. Actually, I got into a psychology master's program and I just never showed up to the first day of class.
What?
Yeah, so that was a different timeline. They emailed me like, hello, are you coming? I was like, no.
No,
Anyway.
I'm busy being awesome.
So then I went to the corporate world instead. And I thought, okay, I'll do this for a few years because I really want to learn the psyche of this huge like conglomerate of people all around the world who are working in offices. Like, who are these people? What are their motives? What are they thinking? What are their values? Like, what's really going on? I was just curious, and I always knew it would help me one day in what I thought would be a private practice for being a therapist. So I wanted to get a master's in social work and have private clients. So I always knew eventually I would leave and work for myself, be my own boss, have my own clients. However, after drinking the Kool-Aid a bit too much and getting very involved in my company and just seeing a whole different side of life, I mean, these people were making big money, and the company I was at, it was like being in a secret club. You know, we had private jets and caterers, and we're renting out entire museums and entire hotels for company functions, and it was just like, wow, this feels like what everyone would strive to. I'm so lucky to be here.
And you probably enjoyed it for a period of time.
I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but I got sick. Like, I got way too sick. I totally burned out because the human body is not designed to be in fight or flight for that many years on end, because
I
it was
think
very
especially as a
demanding
woman.
and very high pressure, especially as women. It's meant for men. And I always said too, like, the men at the top of this company, like, they have wives and they have housekeepers and maids and nannies. So for them, they can work 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week, because that, like, they don't need to go get their hair done, their nails done, they don't need to go shopping, they don't need to do the laundry. This is ridiculous. So, I eventually just realized that I needed to make a move because I was so sick and just tired and burned out. But I didn't know what that would be. I had a year off because I signed a non-compete where I couldn't work in the industry for a year. So like many people, I took the time to just travel and get back to myself. And from there, I really just had this whole awakening with Kundalini, and realizing that if I really want to be the person that I said I was going to be and go off on my own and no longer answer to a boss, a manager, a company, follow someone else's dream, work for someone else's vision. You know, I was turning 27 and I thought, this is the time. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I have to do this. And it just so happened that I fell in love with Kundalini, and I saw a unique path for me to, how would I describe this? To, make a living off of doing what I love, which is helping people heal with Kundalini.
How did you find Kundalini, or how did Kundalini find you? I think I don't know.
Kundalini found me. I was at booty class at Body Factory, and and my friend
Popstar
Amy,
workout.
I was doing Popstar workout. My friend Amy, who I'm still friends with to this day, said to me, do you want to go with me to Kundalini? There's a woman here. She's absolutely brilliant, and it's really cool and a powerful healing modality, and it's great. Want to go? And I was just like, sure, I'm down. And after my first session, I got very sick, actually, because I had a lot of toxicity. I had a lot of trauma that I needed to purge out. So I was quite sick, and I knew I needed to get a bit stronger in myself before going back, or at least that's what I thought. So I took a break for 5 months, and then I went to my second session, and my second session really changed everything. Wow. Yeah.
And then, like typical MG, probably all in.
Yeah, I will say in the beginning, because I know that I am someone that I like to go all in, and I like to just be like, yes, 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 I'm going to do this. But because I really felt the sanctity of this energy, and I really understood that it's a deep calling to work with it, I did the opposite, and I was like, I'm not going to have any expectations. I'm just going to keep healing and staying with it, and I don't need to worry about any of that. I don't need to attach to this. I don't need to own this. I just need this for what it is. After doing this work every day, 2 times a week, 3 times a week for 2 months consistently, it was very clear to me that Kundalini was asking me to help serve this medicine.
It feels like you already know what I want to ask you, because just a question popped up in my mind, like, why do you think Kundalini energy choose you to work with it, or especially you to bring it into the world?
Because like the second that I became acquainted with her, and I always refer to her as her because, like, she is an entity, she is an intelligence, she is an energy, and like I understood her so deeply because she's been working through me my entire life, but I didn't ever know what it was. I didn't understand, like, when I was a child, or when I was like a teenager, feeling such emotion and like energy moving through me, like I didn't understand that was Kundalini because no one was talking about it, but I always just felt like I just had so much energy inside of me, and I didn't know how to channel it, so it would lead to like anxiety or depression or things like this. But then as soon as I laid on the mat and I was like, whoa, that's what this has been this whole time, but now I understand the purpose of it. And I just want everyone to be able to feel that way.
Yeah. And that kind of energy, and like feel this kind of version of yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just to be unapologetically yourself and you. How does it feel for you when you feel the energy?
I feel like in the beginning, it was more like, not that I needed to go to your sessions, but I feel like there was changing, or Kundalini was a big part of changing my whole frequency again back to myself. So it helped me a lot, because I know this vibrant, just like, I always think when people look at us, our 10%, and it's not about comparison, but our 10% is maybe somebody else's 100%. So I know this, like, I always been like this, and you came into my life, or God sent you into my life at a point where I started claiming back this energy and like falling back in love with this energy, and like, bringing up this energy again. And Kundalini helped me a lot. So it's nothing that I can say in particular. It's this one thing or this second thing, but it feels like I really feel a lot more, when I now think about it, a lot more feminine, especially the last year. A lot more. It helped me so much in my, like, claiming my femininity. Is it
1,000%.
Yeah. Is it the right word? I'm not a.
That's a hard word to pronounce.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not a native speaking American, but I try to. So this then definitely, like, I never lost my spark, but I'm pretty sure it helped me a lot to get
it ignites
back.
it.
Yeah, to really, like, really igniting it, and like really not getting it back, but like allowing it to come up again, because I didn't allow it myself for a few months or years. And it just helped me again to trust myself, my inner wisdom, my connection to Creator, God, universe, however you want to call it, on another level. Like, really trusting it and seeing, oh my gosh, there's so much more waiting inside of me. Wow. So I think so many things changed. And that's what I wanted to say. You always say it, but now, like, I didn't had a Kundalini session for 6 months.
Come tomorrow at 11.
I can't come tomorrow, but I will come latest next week on Wednesday. But what I wanted to say is, so many things happened in the last 6 months, and the Kundalini energy is always working. Like,
oh yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it doesn't
leave you, because it is you.
It is you.
It's you.
You remember, did I told you about this guy I met, so not a dating guy. I just met him through friends and we were out for dinner and he was sitting next to us and it was so cute because all of them wanted to pray. And I was like, yeah, of course, I'm always up for everything. And I put my hands down like this and he put his hand on my right hand. And they prayed and I knew the second we put our hands back to each other, I knew the second he will say something. I knew what he wanted to say to me. Sometimes I just know what people want to say. And he looked at me and he was super confused in that moment because he was like, do you know that white light is coming out of your right hand? And I was like, I know, Kundalini.
He could see it.
He could feel it.
He felt
because
it,
his hand was on my hand. And I know this, like I know it in my right hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. And he was just feeling it and I was like, yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
It was so cute.
We all have this within. Like, again, here's the other thing. The secret's going to get out when everybody starts healing, detoxifying their body, and healing trauma loops and stepping into their highest selves, that we all have this ability to generate healing energy. And that's going to be a huge part of the new earth, where just with simple laying of hands, I always say, why does a mother intuitively go to a child's knee after they fall and scrape it on the concrete? Because we have this healing energy within us just by laying of the hands. And we're so much more powerful than they ever wanted us to know. But now everybody is starting to know, like, we can all help each other heal. You don't have to go get a Reiki certification or do Kundalini training. That's also one of my big messages. Like, we all have that power.
Yeah. And you know what, I love that you're opening up this next box of Pandora. You said, like, the new era we're going into. If somebody is listening and is fascinated by this talk and they're open for, like, okay, I feel the world is changing. I can't describe it from my mind's perspective, but I can feel. What do you, because you're a part-time spy, you're a Kundalini pop star, you are, like, really, I don't know anyone who's going down the rabbit hole like you do. And I was sitting in front of her, I'm like, okay.
Like, help me, because my brain hurts.
Yeah, but it's amazing. No, it's insane. But what I was like, your brain hurts.
I'm trying to do that less now because it's just too much all the time.
But at some point, it gives you so much energy and joy.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think will be really important? It doesn't matter if you're starting your journey of really claiming your own power, if you're already in it, if you're already like a master in it. What do you think will be really important the next years?
The first thing that pops into my mind is detoxing the body. I don't know why, but that is the first thing that comes to my mind. Because when you are clear physically, everything changes. So it's like you don't have to read a ton of books or go to a bunch of seminars and workshops and all of this stuff. Like, you don't have to do it with the mind, because the energy of the earth is changing so much that it's doing a lot of the work for us, but we have to be the receptacles to be able to receive this. So when I say detoxing the body, it can be many things. For a lot of women are getting off of hormonal birth control. I took out my IUD. A lot of my clients have quit birth control or taken out their IUDs. Obviously, there's a big craze in all types of, like, supplements and biohacking, people changing diets. Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind, I think. Because when we have clear bodies, we can receive divine intelligence, and we become a lot more in tune with our own intuition, and we just make better choices. And I think everything else is going to fall into place.
You know what really changed my perspective on fasting, for example, because fasting is as well like letting go, like find your own way how to fast and whatever. But like, I'm pretty sure, like, when you sometimes do more fasts, or like when you implement fasting, Jesus was talking about fasting. Like so many
Of course,
miracles
all
happen.
spiritual disciplines emphasize the importance of fasting.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the thing I just said it yesterday to Lisa. Oh, you need to finally meet Lisa as well. We were just, because she said like, I don't know, I'm not hungry the whole day. And it was 7 p.m. or something. And it was 10 p.m., 10:30. And I had a call with her and I was like, babe, I felt the same the whole day. I just had my first breakfast, lunch, dinner today at 7. And
Interesting, yeah.
so I was like, oh my gosh, do I really say this in this podcast now? But I just said to her, like, maybe the light food already starts, like that we're just like getting
Yeah.
nutrients by what we were doing. And she was like, if people would like listen to our conversations. And I was like, yeah, I know. But like for you, it's a normal conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
For us, it's a normal conversation. But like for a lot of people, it isn't, or it hasn't been yet. So yeah, that's what I think about fasting, because I really think like I felt, especially the last months, so much more, like it pulled me so much more to fasting.
Wow.
To really, like, I did it like 1 or 2 days like in the past months, and it's really like, I think it will help me a lot.
It will. And I think I'm seeing so many people speak about fasting and just it's important. And for people who aren't necessarily interested in like going down rabbit holes of learning all about the new earth, the new human Kundalini, if you just detoxify your body from all of the poison and it's really bad in America. Like in Germany, I know you guys are better. It's bad in the UK too. I was just there. I was so sick every day. Like they have been purposely poisoning us, which this is not even controversial to say anymore. This is just accepted. Like any person on the street will be like, yep, because we know that it has been part of a greater plan to, I think, just keep us in this hamster wheel, keep us in the matrix, because it dulls your life force, it dulls your spirit. And if you detoxify your body from heavy metals, fungi, parasites, whatever else, naturally you're going to be more like spiritual, I guess.
Yeah.
You're going to understand these things more.
Yeah.
Because this is our baseline.
This
is our baseline,
yeah.
is to be like this, to be
yeah.
vibrant and
yeah.
to have healing energy come from our hands and to see auras and
yeah.
to be able to follow your intuition and your truth, to understand like the nature of God, to understand who you really are. There's nothing we need to do to become that. That's just who we are.
That's just who we are. And that's why we will open ourselves more up for it. Like, I think the less you consume, again, the more you're becoming the creator, your own creator. Mm-hmm. I really love that. But I really want to have another episode with you at some point about like the new earth and all the, because I think it's something that is exciting you besides Kundalini. Yes, Kundalini is a part of it, but I feel like, as I know you, it really excites you a lot talking about all these topics.
I think it would be important because remember how you told me, I think sometimes we need another person to help draw out information.
Yeah.
Because I have the Tyler Henry gate, right? Where I can channel divine information, but when I'm alone in my room, I just do it all in my head and no one hears it.
61, yeah. I have it as well. Like all of our, I think, sometimes German words, I just want to say ich glaube, which is like I believe or I think.
We're multilingual, multidimensional here.
Like in our group, we all have it. And that's why I think our conversations are like this as well. But yeah, 61.
Yeah.
Channeling, like intuitively channeling information into like so many things.
And that's how you know it's the truth, because you're like, I didn't know I knew all that, but here we go. I think it would be important to capture so that people can listen and maybe understand.
And the thing is, like,
they don't know.
I think it will always find the right people.
Yeah.
It will always find the right people. And that's as well another thing why I started this podcast show, because there's so many things I wish there are more people talking about it. For example, we always talk, that's why I'm bringing it up, because we have so many conversations about like creating out of joy and not out of pain, creating or like open ourselves up for abundance out of joy, not out of pain. And I think this time of only driven by pain, by suffering, by grief, that's why we are at the place where we are at in the world now. And I think it's so needed, people talking about joy, about uniqueness, about your own frequency, about trust, about all these things that I think it was important. We wouldn't be at that place at the same time if you wouldn't have this masculine energy driving us the last years. But I'm really, really happy. And like for me, I wish, or I would have wished that there were more people talking about, hey, there's another path if you want to walk it. Maybe it's your path. Maybe it's an easier path. Maybe it's a more light path, whatever. I'm not saying that it's not getting dark on this path sometimes as well, but you can choose which path you want to go. You know what I mean? Like we're always talked about, like so many people saying you have to do this, you have to do that. That's only how it works, and so many hours to work for it, la 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 la. But no, it's not. There's so much more truth, and there's so much more uniqueness waiting for you, and so much joy and so much love and authenticity if you are open up yourself for it.
Yeah, and just everyone needs to follow their own unique path 1,000%.
It was a really good ending. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm pretty sure there will be a part 2. Let us know in the comments. Oh, important last thing. How can people find you? Where can they book?
Yes.
What are the possibilities?
Please follow me on Instagram at Isabelle Keating Healing. If you don't have Instagram, you can send me and my team an email at hello@isabellekeating.com. You can find me in Bali. More information on where and when on my IG. And yeah, please always send me a message if you want to work with me, if you want to activate your Kundalini energy, if you want to learn more about this amazing modality. And thank you, my beautiful friend Mona, for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to welcome you another time.
Yes.